Hi everyone. Today we are correcting workbook page 149, so please turn there now. Page 149 in your workbook. Number 1, 2. Number 2, 3. Number 3, both answers should be 3. 1/2 of 6 is 3 and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Number 4, both answers are 1. Number 5, both answers are 3. Number 6, both answers are 6. Number 7, both answers are 4. Number 8, both answers are 4. Number 9, 4. 10, 7. Number 11 is 5. Number 12 is 5. Number 13 is 9. Number 14 is 8. Number 15 is 3. Number 16 is 3. 17 is 9. And number 18, you had to decide whether 3/4 of a foot or 8 inches was longer. So you had to know that 12 inches makes up a foot. So you had to divide 12 inches into 3/4, which would have been at 9 inches. And then you would have had the 8 inches, and then you would have determined that 8 inches is the answer because 8 inches is the shorter amount. Okay, tomorrow or Monday we will correct workbook page 150. But today let's look at our lesson. It is in textbook page 398 and 399. We're talking about mixed numbers today. So please get out your textbook and a piece of paper. Pause the video and go get those things. Okay, page 398 in your textbook, talking about mixed numbers. And what it means when you say a mixed number is it means you have a fraction and you have a whole number. You have both together, like 2.5 or 1.5. And if you've helped cook in the kitchen, you might see those measurements in a recipe. It might call for 1.5 cups of water or 3/4 of a cup of oil. But some are just fractions and some have the whole number and a fraction together. The ones with the whole number and the fraction together are the mixed numbers, and that's what we're looking at today. So let's get right into it and I'll explain it to you. Let's look at number 1 in your textbook. So it says write the mixed number for each. So I went ahead and drew it up here. So it had a whole one all colored in, divided into 6 pieces. And then it had a second one colored in, divided into 6 pieces, except for one of them was not colored in. So this fraction for the whole one that's colored in was there 6 pieces total, and 6 of them, all of them, are colored in. So 6/6 means you have one whole. So that could equal 1. 6/6 equals 1 because you have the whole thing. If you had 10/10, it equals 1 whole. If you had 5/5, it's 1 whole thing. So any numerator and denominator number that is the same as saying 1. So for this one, we have 1 whole, and we have a part of a whole. So again, we said it was the 6, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 parts colored. So these pictures equal 1 and 5/6 because you have 1 whole and 5/6 of another one. So you have 1 and 5/6. Okay, number 2, let's look at that one. This one had 3 circles. They were divided into 4 parts. So this one, you had 4 out of 4 parts. The second one, you have 4 out of 4 parts again. That's the fraction. And remember, when your numerator and denominator are the same, it equals one whole. So this one equals 1, this one equals 1, and it's like you have to add them together. So this is like saying 2 and part of another one. And your denominator is 4, just like we did down here. And the part of the whole was 1. So you have 2 wholes and 1 out of the 4. So your answer is 2 and 1/4. On the number line, number 3 wants you to look at it on the number line. Now we had only looked at the number line from 0 to 1 so far, but you can extend your number line as far as you would like it. So today we're going to look at extending it from 0 to 1 to 2 to even possibly more numbers, 3, 4, 5. So a number 3, it has you going all the way from 0 to 2. And it breaks it up into 5 sections. There's 5 sections between 0 and 1, and there's 5 more sections between 0 or 1 and 0 and 1 and 2. So remember when I said it's 5 over 5, that equals 1. So up here, just like that, we had 1 whole. Over here, we had another one. So it would have went past the 1 and in between the 1 and the 2. So on number 3, it has the red dot there at, let's see, let me color it a different color. The red dot is it's at the 3rd dash past the 1. 1, 2, 3. It's right here. Make it big so you can see it. Okay, so that's telling us we have 1 whole, just like we did up here. We have 1 whole, and it's not 2 yet. So that means we don't have another whole. We only have 1 whole, and then we have 1, 2, 3, and it's divided into 5 sections. So we have 3 of the 5 sections. So that dot right there represents 1 whole and 3/5 of another one. 1 and 3/5. Let's try it again on number 4. This time, the number line is divided into sections of 8. So between 0 and 1, there are 8 sections. Between 1 and 2, there are 8 sections. And 2 and 3, 8 little sections. So every time you have 1 whole, another whole, it's like 8 over 8. And in between, if you don't make it all the way to the next whole, is part of a whole. So this time, the red dot is located past the 2. It's between the 2 and the 3. And it's about at the 5th line between the 2 and the 3. So it went all the way past 8 eighths and 8 eighths. It went past 2 whole numbers. So that means we have 2 whole parts. And we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. And we said it was broken up into 8 sections. We have 5/8 of another part. We're not quite to 3, so we don't have 3. It's between the 2 and the 3, so it's 2 and 5/8. Okay, let's go on. Number 5. Our number line this time is broken up into parts of 5. So between 0 and 1 and 1 and 2, there are 5 parts between each whole. So the number, the red dot, is almost to the 2. It's between the 1 and the 2. So that means you have 1 whole and part of another whole. And your second whole part would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we said it was broken into parts of 5. So it's 1 and 4 out of 5. 1 and 4/5. Pause the video and try number 6. And then when you're done, come back and check and see if you have the correct answer. Okay, number 6. You should have gotten 2 because the dot is between the 2 and the 3. So you have 2 holes. It's not quite to the 3, so you don't have 3 holes yet. So you have 2. And it was broken into 6 parts between each hole. And at 2 5/6. Should have been your answer. 2 5/6. Okay, number 7. Let's look at these. These are the 10 bars, or the strips that we've been looking at. So number 7 has 3 whole strips. So we say 3. That's 3 is the whole. And it has part of another one. And that one that's not filled in is broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections.